Please stop following me.
I'm not going to do that.
Please stop following me.
He went to the property and where I live.
He's got a weapon in his pocket.
What?
You've got a weapon in your pocket.
It's not a weapon. I made that abundantly clear. I'm holding where the blade would be.
Is it a kunai?
It's a replica kunai.
It's a weapon.
Steve, why was that weird guy following you? What's going on there?
Well, I have bad luck.
Okay. All right. So there you are, just out there at an abandoned golf course, flying around, minding your own business. You're in the goggles, and then you see this guy approaching you. And you're like, oh, there's an interested party in what I'm doing. I'll bring him into the FPV fold, and it'll be great. We'll be pals. It'll be great. But no, that's not what happened, is it?
Please be interested in my cool toys. Please be interested in my cool toys.
Right.
Please don't be hostile.
Please don't be a douchebag. Oh, damn, he's a douchebag. Oh, man, I'm so sorry this happened to you.
I am too.
He walked up to you a little bit closer than most people would if they were just curious.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so what was the first thing that he said before you started rolling video on him?
Before he said anything, he asked the question, do you live here or do you work here? I'm confused. And then he demanded my identification.
So which street?
Doesn't matter.
It does.
No, it doesn't.
You're trespassing. You're breaking the law.
So are you.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, you are.
I told you what I was doing. I saw you breaking the law and wanted to ask. That's not illegal.
Can you just like chill out, dude? I'm just having some fun.
Let me be perfectly clear.
Are you holding a knife?
So it's already scary enough that someone walked up on you while you're in the goggles flying alone. And then he takes it up a notch with the weapon.
It's not real.
Is it sharp? Is it metal?
No.
Can you leave me alone?
No.
I need you to leave me alone. No, this is not your property. Then call the cops.
I will if you're being hostile, which you are.
You approached me with a weapon in your hand.
It's not a weapon.
That's a motherfucking weapon, dude. Thank you.
The ultimate neckbeard nerd weapon, the kunai, a 10-inch long blade. Within about 20 seconds, before I had even taken my goggles off and said more than 10 words to this guy, he had drawn a weapon. He states that it was in self-defense because I was hostile, but, you know, you'll be able to see in the video that I was trying to be as calm as possible with someone who was trying to act like a sovereign citizen, basically.
Oh.
And you're not the police. You could call the police from over there.
So you want me to call the police?
I want you to leave me alone.
Well, I'm not going to do that if you don't identify yourself.
I don't have to identify myself to you.
If you don't identify yourself, I'm telling you I'm going to call the cops.
All right.
Do you want me to call the cops?
No, I don't want you to call the cops.
Are you going to identify yourself? It's an ultimatum.
Yo.
Also, in a conversation,
I'm just trying to chill.
For you to tell someone who's upset to chill out? No, that just pisses them off more.
Well, I don't...
It's never worked in the history of humans. For someone who's upset, you just tell them to relax. That's not... It doesn't work like that.
So speaking in absolutes, like I'm giving you an ultimatum and this has never worked ever?
That's worked way more than...
Okay, then just like I'm supposed to give you an account of what street I'm on, give me an account of all the times that your situation has worked better than mine.
I'm not going to give you an account.
I don't have to give you shit either.
Okay, well then I'm just going to call the cops.
Why, dude? I'm just having fun.
Trespassing on our property.
I'm just having fun.
You're refusing to identify yourself.
But what's the problem?
If you're refusing to identify yourself, that leads me to believe you do not live here.
I don't have to identify myself to you at all.
I can also call
Why
the
does
police.
that lead you to believe that I don't live here?
Because you're not telling me where you live.
I don't...
We have 2 streets. You can name one of them.
I don't know who you are. I'm not giving you any of my personal information.
It doesn't reveal who you are and what...
I live too.
Okay.
Like, did he need a helmet or what was his deal? He sounded like a little... Not to be dismissive, I apologize, but was he, you know, maybe on the scale or something, on the spectrum?
You know, whether he was or not, there's definitely something wrong with him in, like, the entitlements that he granted himself and, like, the power he believed that he wielded.
Okay, so you did call the police.
Yeah, I went through a lot of inner turmoil about calling the police. I don't like calling the police, but I decided that for myself and for the drone community at large that it's best if an incident like this gets reported.
I've never seen you.
I've never seen you either. I just moved here recently.
All the time.
I don't give a shit.
Now you're yelling. Was I yelling? I feel like I was being very chill.
My God, dude. I'm just flying some drones and having some fun. Do you want to see it, man? It's cool.
I know it's cool. It doesn't matter. You're not supposed to be here even if you do live here.
Yeah, but if I go... So you're not supposed to be here either.
No. We talked to the guy. The guy sent out an email
that said that you could go through the cross-through?
You can go through the cross-through.
But not right here?
Open into that cul-de-sac.
But not right here.
Correct. This is...
So you're trespassing too?
I already explained this. I need to call the police.
Do you? No, because I'm just a dude having some fun with the drone. Can you please chill out?
Golf course where I live.
This is not your golf course.
I never said I owned it. I said it's my golf course.
It's my golf course too, because I live here too, man.
Yeah, but it's still breaking the law, dude.
Can you chill, please? I know that that's never worked. I know it's never worked. I'm just saying, okay, so that phrasing is going to piss you off more. Can I talk? Can I talk?
Can I finish my sentence?
No, f you, dude.
All right, I'm just going to call my mom.
What did he say?
Dude, why? Just come on. Just hear me out.
So you said f you to me. While
you approached me with a weapon. I'm trying to calm myself down, but you won't let me talk. It had a point. It's a kukri, bro. I know what the f that is.
It's a kunai.
All right. I'm just trying to have fun with the drone. Is that cool?
That is a
cool?
machete from Australia.
So you're gonna get stuck on that detail instead of
saying that's not.
Can I have fun with the drone? Can I do that?
Have fun with the drone, but you can have fun with the drone in a public park.
No, I can't actually.
What do you mean?
I can go to a public park, but there's people walking around all over the place. I find places like this specifically so that I don't... Am I bothering you, dude?
You are. When you told me you, and you told me...
After all of this, when you were standing over there, was I bothering you? Or were you just looking for something to do?
A little bit.
Because I found something to do with the drones.
I have plenty to do. I was taking a walk around my neighborhood talking to my neighbors. I've never seen you before. That leads me to believe you don't...
So you had to come over here on some... I'm confused. Do you live here instead of being like, what are you doing?
I said, what are you doing? That is how I opened. I asked you, what are you doing? Do you work or live here? Name the one you live in.
I actually don't have to at all.
Yeah, so I did a lot of research about sort of what happened and what criminal laws would apply to this situation. And in California, there is like a unique statute that basically makes it illegal for people to do what's called brandishing a deadly weapon. And there is a specific statute that refers to brandishing replica guns. And that is illegal in the state of California. In the state of California, it's also illegal to brandish a deadly weapon. I put that in quotes because what he was wielding was found or decided by the police officers to not be a deadly weapon because the website that it was bought from has the word replica on it. It's from a video game. It's from Apex Legends.
But it was pointy, right? And it was metal?
Pointy and metal and being wielded, I mean, in my opinion, quite obviously as an intimidation. I mean, the thing could have been made out of paper mache and it still would have had the same effect of making me absolutely terrified for my safety and my well-being. And like, you can see the guy. I don't want to be scared of that guy. I don't want to be scared of that guy. I don't want to wake up in the middle of the night in a cold sweat thinking about what would have happened if he would have snapped.
Go ahead and call your mom, you crybaby little bitch. I'm just trying to have some fun.
I'm 22 years old. I can talk to my mother as an adult to adult. And the fact that you said that...
Why don't you just judge people's character more and more? Yeah,
you just called me a crybaby little bitch and you want me to judge the character, dude?
Yeah.
I am.
Yeah, you started it.
Trespasser on the property where I live. I'm calling the cops.
All right.
Are you gonna run away?
I'm gonna leave because you're being hostile and you approached me with a weapon.
All right. I'm gonna take a photo, dude.
I don't consent to that photo.
Doesn't matter. You're on my private property.
It's not your property.
No, but I live here.
So do I.
No, you don't.
This is just a good place for me to fly my drones, man.
Anymore. You just made fun of me for wanting to talk to my mother.
I found out that he lied in his police report and said that I tried to run him over with my car. So there was actually like an APB out on me. And yeah, he followed me all the way back to my car and tried to prevent me from leaving.
Stop following me. Stop following. That doesn't give you the right to follow me. I'm going to treat you as hostile if you continue following me. So leave me the f alone.
I'm not gonna do that.
You are hostile?
I am.
You're not gonna do what?
I'm not gonna hurt you, but I'm going to follow you. And if you interpret that
stay
as
back.
hostile, that is hostile.
I'm telling you to stay back.
No. I told you to not trespass and you continue to do it.
That doesn't give you the right to infringe on my rights. Your rights end where mine begin. Leave me alone.
On my rights first.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
It's not your right to enforce trespassing.
No, but I asked you who you were and you refused to identify.
While you were trespassing, you dick.
I would not trespass.
Please stop following me.
I'm not going to do that.
Please stop following me.
You went to the property and where I live.
He's got a weapon in his pocket.
What?
You've got a weapon in your pocket.
It's not a weapon. I made that abundantly clear. I'm holding where the blade would be.
Is it a kunai?
It's a replica kunai.
It's a weapon.
Even if I did have a knife on me, that is not illegal. I can carry weapons to defend myself.
If you're brandishing them,
if I had concealed carry and I had a license, that is legal.
You can't brandish them legally, especially when you're in an altercation. You are brandishing a weapon right now. What's your name, dude?
In my head, I'm also thinking about the fact that I have multiple injuries, multiple bodily injuries and medical conditions that essentially make physically defending myself or even running away like an impossibility.
I was just practicing my drone. Good for you. You protected the neighborhood from the drone flyer. Good job. Don't block my car, dude.
Live here. You can back up.
You're such a bitch.
Yeah, and sold me more. That really.
I really, you know, like had a thought, like, is this going to be necessary? If I put it in reverse, is he gonna run around back of the car? If I put it in drive, is he gonna run around front of the car? Is he gonna let me leave? Am I going to have to defend myself?
Don't get in the way of my car.
No, go to your
Don't get in the way of my car, you boy.
And it's good that you were running all kinds of cameras to prove, and he told the cops a lie and you were able to prove it to the police that that was not the case. So that's good. You don't know this guy. You know what he's capable of. If he got your license plate, you know, if he's wanting revenge or whatever. People are unpredictable. So it's good you made a police report.
Don't get in the way of my car. Don't get in the way of my car, you boy.
Yeah, at the end of the day, I am really glad that I made the police report for multiple reasons. It didn't have the results that I was hoping for. There was no conviction.
And even though it was a replica, there are statistics that show that police will shoot you dead if they see a knife, replica or not.
Well, and that brings up a really interesting issue because, you know, at the end of the day, the police decided that they didn't want to criminally prosecute him, or they didn't want to escalate it to the point of criminal prosecution or like a trial. I don't know exactly what they didn't want to escalate to the next steps. And they basically said that because the website that he bought it from said that it was a replica, that it falls outside of the realm of what's considered a deadly weapon. And the implications of that are pretty far reaching, if you ask me, because it really calls into question what would have happened if I would have tried to defend myself. The decision that the police made basically calls into question whether or not that would have been legal for me to defend myself.
And why was he even carrying it in the first place, other than to intimidate or menace someone?
And you could say that maybe it's like a safety blanket thing for him.
Yeah, maybe that's his whoopee. Do you think that if you were out there painting a portrait instead of flying a drone, that it would have changed?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Really?
If I would have been doing maybe photography, if I would have just been walking a dog,
right,
anything like that, but because I was doing something with the drone that like very obviously calls attention to myself, and this is what blows me away about the drone stuff in particular, is like it calls attention to whoever's flying the drone.
Yeah. And
I think that that's absolutely the reason why he singled me out, even though he never said it specifically. He latched on to the trespassing thing because he knew that he didn't have, I don't know, he thought it was his best argument or something.
So for you and many other FPV flyers, flying is therapy. It's how we relax. And now you have this memory of an unpleasant experience while doing the very thing that you do to relax. That's got to be bothersome as well.
You maybe have heard a lot of stories, and I know a lot of people in the audience will be able to relate to this, but the whole line of like FPV saved my life, I'm one of those guys. I was in a really dark place. I was working at restaurants and dead-end jobs. I wanted to be a photographer. I wanted to be a video creator. I found FPV, and it reignited like a childhood joy. It like really satisfied something very deep within me.
Yeah.
I was experiencing the joy of flight, and you know, it was giving me life. It was breathing life back into me, and a passion that I hadn't known for a long time. And that snowballed, and it turned into a love of learning, which is something that I hadn't really accessed within myself since I was a kid. And to a great degree, that guy took the purity of it from me. Because every time I go to put on my goggles now, it's very, very real to me that when I take my goggles off, that someone could be standing there with a weapon.
Yeah. Yeah, people don't realize when they see adult grown people flying their drones, and especially FPV and with the goggles and everything, they just think, oh, that's cool. They have no idea what's behind it. What kind of person is in the goggles? What kind of person is flying? What it's doing for that person? What they get out of this thing we call flying? The joy, the therapy.
Well, and it's something that I've wanted to spread throughout. Like, it's one of the mission statements of my YouTube channel. I want to spread the joy of FPV. You know, truly, I wish that I could go to the park and it was normal enough for me to fly my drone there that it wouldn't bother people. But instead, we have to go find abandoned places like this golf course, and that teamed with the anti-drone culture that's been perpetuated by the media and by our government agencies culminated in this moment. And that's why I think it's important that people see this, that this is what drone pilots face. And it never should have come to this point.
Never should have. It never should have happened. It's very succinctly put, sir. And I think there's a lot of people that can relate to your struggle, our struggle as a community. I don't think that FPV
How do we have a struggle? How?
I don't know. It's just and it will become normalized.
Why am I persecuted? Why am I oppressed?
It shouldn't be. When I first got into FPV, I could not believe that there weren't thousands of. I couldn't believe that I didn't just see people carrying quads on backpacks all over the place.
That's the dream, man. That's the dream.
It just boggles my mind that it's not bigger than it is. And it's quite possible that we're in it, right? But it's still in its infancy. I have to believe that it's going to grow once all this regulation stuff sorts itself out, because it has to. It can't go on confused like this. It'll settle down. All manner of drones and RC will become normalized, and people will be just used to seeing them.
I cannot stop thinking about how many ways this could have gone wrong. And the truth is that filing a report is the best thing that you can do if you're in this situation.
Absolutely. You have to have that on record. Thank you very much for being so candid and for reaching out so that I can get your message out there.
Yeah, of course. And, you know, like, if you want to enjoy some more lighthearted drone content, then, you know, you can check out my channel. I could use some encouragement. I could use some support, because honestly, this situation has affected my motivation to do drone stuff. So, if you oh man, I'm doing the thing where I sound like an asshole.
It's okay. No,
like,
you've been your experience has been soured a little bit. You just need people to sweeten it up. Now, I will, of course, put a link to your channel in the description, but please tell me that you didn't name your channel after this experience, because the name of your channel is BadLuckFPV.
It's an acknowledgement of, I don't believe in luck. Luck doesn't exist, so the only thing that we can do is persevere. The cure for bad luck isn't good luck, it's perseverance. And if we acknowledge things like this, then we won't have to persevere through them. And the culture of drones can grow, and we can talk about happier stuff the next time.
Rainbows and unicorns all around, and all we and you have to do, we have to persevere just a little bit. We got to get through these things. But I think there's a light at the end of our drone tunnel in the end. I have to be optimistic. Rainbows and unicorns. Rainbows and unicorns. All right. Thank you so much for being on with us, Steve.
Hey, it was a pleasure, Ken. Thanks so much for letting me tell my story.